Well, if you guys are new to the Off Market Operator Show, you know we have 8 to 10 minute bite sized, actionable, informational episodes combined with some guest appearances and some more longer shows here and there. But 90% of our shows are, of the almost 100 we've done now, are me talking to you about something that I've learned that's applicable in my business that's helped me move the needle in some way. And something that comes up over and over and over again inside of our coaching programs is the concept of um, follow up and just overall running a business the right way. And I've kind of coined this real estate agent syndrome because a lot of people that join our program are real estate brokers or agents that are struggling to fill their own pipeline. They've been reliant on just referrals or Zillow leads for decades or years, and they're looking to expand their tool belt. And I'm going to make another episode separately about, fully building out your tool belt. But the first part of understanding how to cure real estate agent syndrome is volume. And understanding volume is different than what we think when building a pipeline. See, a lot of agents, when they come into the business, they're taught that farming their area for, once a month for 12 months or once a quarter and sending handwritten notes for holidays will build the pipeline. And it'll build a small pipeline if you've done enough, but they lack the understanding of volume, the volume it takes to fill a pipeline. And now you have to look at the average avatar, especially if you're filling your own pipeline, right? If you guys that are focusing on off market, your average avatar is a 65-plus-year-old who has sold a home maybe 2 or 3 times in their life. They're retired. They're not in a good financial spot, and they're most likely dealing with one or at times more than one, or several more than one financial crises or life crises at one time. And it's the volume you have to do to find those people is more than you think. So the first thing is understanding volume and understanding the output of marketing, the output of follow up, the output of effort that it takes to build a pipeline in real estate. And it should, because the liquidity events are so large. I mean, a lot of you guys, if you're brokers, you're making 3% per deal. And as of today, the NAR came out with a slight change in how that's going to be done. But a lot of you guys are still making a lot of money per deal. If you're an investor on a wholesale deal, you're making $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 per wholesale. If you're a flipper, you're making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 per flip. Even in small markets and big markets, that might be 6 figures or more. If you're doing development, you might be making multiple 6 figures per deal. So the liquidity events are massive, and that makes the effort that goes in to find these deals very, very, very important, and something that honestly it should be hard. So the first two things of curing real estate agent syndrome are: one, understanding the volume that needs to happen at scale to do everything that you want to do to build your pipeline, to build consistent revenue. Because as a lot of you guys have found out, when the rates went up, a lot of your referrals stopped coming through. The lender referrals stopped coming through. Lenders now have gotten second jobs because the reality is real estate is cyclical, and you want to build a business that can be around no matter what cycle you're in, because there are buyers and sellers at any market cycle. It's just how do you make sure that your pipeline is full with them no matter what's going on in the macroeconomic real estate part of the economy. So if you can get the volume down with marketing, you're doing actually a significant amount of cold calls, a significant amount of text messages, a significant amount of postcards, and you're hammering your follow up. I like the analogy in the frame of the 6x6 rule, which is 6 touch points a day for 6 days straight after you get a lead of any source into your pipeline to get them back on the phone and you set an appointment. If you're ruthless with your volume of marketing and you're ruthless with your follow up, those are 2 steps to cure real estate agent syndrome. And if you're a broker out there listening to this that's transitioning to do more off market, or you're just going to keep doing on market, it's super important to understand volume and understand what it takes to build a business. Okay. The next thing to cure real estate agent syndrome is delegation. So many brokers that come into our program that are turning into investors or have already made the jump from broker to investor or do both, they just have no idea how to delegate. Delegation is a muscle. And when I get into work with them, they're not respecting what I call the delegation ladder, which I talk about a lot on this show, which is admin, fulfillment, marketing, sales, and leadership, right? They're jumping all around that ladder. But for most of you guys, a $4, $5, $6 an hour virtual assistant off Upwork can change your freaking life way beyond your wildest imaginations. It's just true. It can absolutely change your life. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about what that can do for you and your business and your life. Having that really, really, really good person that's a virtual assistant, I even hate that word, that's overseas, nearshore or offshore, working for you and your business day in, day out, that can really, 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 truly change your life. It changed my life, right? Someone that can help you with email management, someone that can help you with calendar management, someone that can help you organize your follow-ups, your pipeline, your KPIs, your payroll. They can do a variety of things for you to free up and solve for zero, which is getting your bandwidth back. And that's what you all should want. You should all want to be getting your bandwidth back in your company every single day. So make sure you guys are paying attention to delegation and always looking for ways to delegate. Can you delegate your marketing more? Can you delegate your fulfillment more? Can you have a transaction coordinator? Can you have someone helping you with walkthroughs and pictures? Can you have a virtual assistant doing your admin tasks, right? Can you have an agency take over your marketing? Or can you make a hire that can take over your marketing? Can you start hiring salespeople? Can you start hiring leaders in your business? These are all questions you need to be asking yourself consistently. What departments in your business can you hire out at this time to, again, solve for zero, buy your time back in your business, get leverage? So now we've tackled 3 things that real estate agents do terribly, and eventually they become investors, or a lot of the times they come in my program, but they do very, very poorly. So we've covered volume of marketing, urgency and execution and follow-up, and delegation, okay? The last one, and maybe the most important one, is just organizational structure and systems, right? Brokers are notorious for not having systems, processes in their business, right? And that just creates a hamster wheel. I mean, everything I talk about on this podcast, your whole goal is to create a business that does real estate deals rather than you always chasing real estate deals and truly becoming that architect of what you're building. So the last part of that is understanding how do you build systems in a business, right? How do you automate, delegate, or eliminate every single thing in your company? Well, the first thing has to come with documenting. So the first thing you have to have is a good company playbook. There should be nothing in your brain. All of your processes should become SOPs, and those should be executed on daily by your team, but laid out in I call it a second brain for your business, like a Notion, like a train rule. You can use Google Drive if you want, but I don't love that. Do you have good communication systems? How does your team communicate? Are you guys using something like Slack to communicate? Do you guys have good marketing systems? Do you guys have good sales systems? Do you have good underwriting systems? Do you have good reporting cadences, meeting cadences, financial tracking and forecasting, right? How are you doing your bookkeeping? These are all super important things that most agents and investors, but this episode is more tailored towards the agents that are watching the show. That's a big part of real estate agent syndrome, is the fact that the basics are missed. So if you can cover those 4 well, if you can understand the volume of marketing it takes to be successful, if you can understand how ruthless you need to be with your pipeline, if you can understand that delegation is a muscle and you should start building it and buying your time back, and you also understand to build systems and processes in your business so you can automate, delegate, or eliminate every single thing in your business, at least everything you can at this level, you will have taken major steps to curing what I call real estate agent syndrome. Thanks for sticking back for another episode of the Off Market Operator Podcast. Today was not a long one, about 8.5 minutes of just an actual actionable item that I think all of you out in listener land can get a lot of value of, and it'll help you, in my opinion, start to take steps to actually have a business, because a lot of you guys just have a hustle, which is okay. It can make money, but I want you guys all to have a business that does real estate deals rather than you doing real estate deals, and always on that hamster wheel. So as always, a like, a share, a review means the world across whatever platform you're watching this on. We don't do any paid ads for this podcast. The only way the show grows is through organic word of mouth and you guys out there telling your friends, family, coworkers about what we do here. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, you can DM me at any time on Instagram. Me and my team will get back to you. And a lot of the ideas for the show comes from DMs that I get from you guys. So until next time, as always, you are only one deal away.